I'm back, and we're going to talk about DUIs in New Jersey because that's where I'm licensed, just for a little bit, because wow, did it turn out to be a nice day out. There's the front of my office, and yeah, so it's about 3:18. I'm going to try and get out and enjoy some of that while I can. But let's talk about DUIs real quick, and I say real quick because I was going through everything and just creating notes for the episode, and I'm just gonna have to call this DUI episode 1 because there's so much to go through, and I'm just gonna go through the statute, right? I'm just gonna go through the law, and we'll go through that real quick, and in the next episode maybe we'll do some examples, or I'll bring in some attorneys to talk about their experiences and some of the stories they might have to share, right? So, let's see. First of all, 0.08. So, your blood alcohol content, 0.08. That's the law. It's also the law that you have to submit to a breathalyzer if you are a licensed New Jersey driver, or even if you're availing yourself of the roads of New Jersey, you have to blow into that breathalyzer, right? That's the law. And if it's 0.08 or over, you are legally intoxicated. What does that mean? It means for a first offense, you're going to pay $250 to $400 in a fine. Judge could imprison you for 30 days. Your license will be suspended until the interlock is installed, and that's for 3 months. And you're going to have to take classes at the Intoxicated Driver Resource Center. That's 2 days, 6 hours each day, and then you're going to pay a surcharge to NVC, or DMV, as I used to call it, and that will be $1,000 a year for 3 years. So, jail. Let's talk about the jail time for a second. As long as this is your first time, and well, obviously it's first time because this is the first offense penalties. But as long as it's your first time, you have a clean record, and you're not being a jerk to the judge, I don't see you going to jail. But it's his prerogative. So be nice to the judge. Now, those are the fines for operating a vehicle while intoxicated. What does operation mean? I'm so glad you asked. I said I wasn't going to do an example, but I'm going to do an example. So if you leave the bar, say you leave the bar, and you sway your way over to your car, you drop your keys, you pick them up, unlock the car, you get in your car, you haven't started it yet. Is that considered operation? If a cop was watching you, obviously. What about if you got into the back seat to sleep it off? Does it matter if you're in the front seat? What if the car doesn't have any gas, or is otherwise not working? Got a flat? Or how about this one? You get into a fight with your girlfriend, right? And at her house. So you decide to walk your motorcycle back home, and because you can't find your keys. So you decide to walk it home. You get to a point where it's downhill, and you're like, oh, all right, I'm just gonna get on. You don't have the keys, remember. You're just gonna get on and you're gonna ride it down. And the cop sees you doing this. What do you think? Well, maybe I'll answer this time, maybe next time. Let's go back to the offenses first. Let's go back to the second offense. Or actually, no, let me backtrack, because the first offense, the penalties I gave you was if you were a 0.08, right, over 0.08, but you were less than 0.10. So let's go back. Those fines were $250 to $400, up to 30 days imprisonment, license suspended until the interlock is installed, usually for 3 months, and it's suspended. So as soon as you have the interlock installed, you can drive. And then the IDRC, Intoxicated Driver Resource Center, that's 2 consecutive 6-hour days, and $1,000 a year to the DMV, aka MVC. Well, what if it's over? What if it's 0.10 or over? So if it's 0.10, but it's less than 0.15, well, then the fines go up a little bit, $300 to $500. Again, 30 days imprisonment. Your license is suspended, but again, only until the interlock is installed. But that's 7 months to a year. Again, the judge has discretion. It's his prerogative. The IDRC, Intoxicated Driver Resource Center, is, again, 2 consecutive 6-hour days, and the motor vehicle insurance surcharge stays the same, $1,000 a year for 3 years. All right, so what happens if you really tie one on and it's a 0.15 and higher? Well, you're gonna lose your license this time. Not lose it, you're gonna get it suspended this time, even with an interlock. And that's how it changed from 2019. In December 2019 is when it changed to these. Before December 2019, you pretty much had your license suspended. But now, you don't, as long as it's under a 0.15. However, if it's a 0.15 and higher, well, 4 to 6 month license suspension, even with the interlock device, remember. Then the interlock device must be installed for 9 to 15 months after that. So could be a total of 13 to 21 months. So that's just the first offense. That's just your first offense. So what about a second offense? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Second offense, fine goes up to $500 to $1,000, imprisonment of at least 48 consecutive hours and up to 90 days. Minimum 1 year and up to 2-year license suspension. Completion of an evaluation, referral, and program requirements of the IDRC. So this time it's not just taking the classes. 30 days of community service. The same automobile insurance surcharge, actually, $1,000 a year for 3 years. And then the interlock is 2 years to 4 years after you've restored your license. And a quick thing about the interlock, you're paying to have it installed and removed. So that's 2 payments right there, and you're paying a monthly fee. So none of this is cheap. Uber is definitely cheaper. Third offense, I really don't want to talk about third offense. But it's a fine of $1,000, imprisonment of 180 days, except the court may lower that term. So they can give you 90 days jail, which is the minimum they're going to give you. 90 days, you're going to jail. 90 days, but then the other 90 days can be served in drug or alcohol inpatient, a rehab that's approved by the IDRC. You're getting your license suspended for 8 years, 30 days of community service, completion of an evaluation at the IDRC. The surcharge goes up to $1,500 a year for 3 years, and then the interlock is 2 to 4 years after license restoration. Now I'm reading this off a pamphlet that I got that I find very useful and I give to my clients, and it's from the state. It's published by the state. I'm going to put it in the I'm going to put a link here somewhere. Again, this is all new to me, so I see it when other people have posted, and now I got to figure out how to do it. I'm sure I can figure it out, but I'll post a link to the actual to what I'm reading here, and I'll do it in Spanish too, because I can, because I have one. So those are the offenses. Now look, there's also a few other fees that you're going to pay: surcharge, $100 surcharge for drunk driving enforcement fund, motor vehicle commission restoration fee of $100. You know, they got to get their money. Violent crimes compensation fund fee of $50, and a safe community program fee of $75. The judge could order your registration revoked. There's a lot of things that are may, not shall. There's a big difference between what a judge may do and a judge shall do. So the law says, if the law says may, well, it's up to the judge. If the law says shall, well, he's going to do it. And again, I'll post this so you can take a good read. There's other information here too about the submitting to the breathalyzer and of course driving with a suspended license. That is not You don't want to do that. That's definitely 10 to 90 days imprisonment, fine of $500, suspend your license for even longer, and if you don't submit to the breathalyzer, you're going to get your license suspended until the interlock device is installed. But that's it's all in here, and I'll let you guys take a look at that. Now back to the examples that I gave you. So all of the examples that I gave you were considered operation. And what I'll do is maybe next time I'll bring an attorney on and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the exact cases that are involved. Except for the one, it's a 1973 case where the driver was in the back seat. And because he was in the back seat, he didn't get a DUI. I don't think that would fly today. Remember, that was 1973. But that's going to be a good discussion to have. So I'm headed out because it is really nice out. And I hope you find this useful. Like I said, it's DUI episode 1. We're going to do some more of these, and I'm going to do a lot of other ones too. If there's something specifically you want to know about, drop me a line. My website is orlandoesq.com. My email is so simple. It's the letter O because my name starts with the letter O. O for Orlando. O@orlandoesq.com. Drop me an email. Let me know if there's something that you want me to discuss. And hey, why not? I'll do it. Thanks, and we'll see you soon. Go outside. Enjoy this weather.